Hello, so today I will be reviewing the Jinhao 911 fountain pen, Jinhao 911. The name is a bit unfortunate for American consumers, I guess. It probably just didn't occur to the Chinese designers and manufacturer of this pen. And so you can see it's a very sleek design, perhaps reminiscent of some Parker pens like the Parker Jotter. But it doesn't have the same arrow clip design of the Parker Jotter. Instead, if my camera can focus, let's focus on this. It has a very sleek clip. The words Jinhao at the end of the cap and 911. So this is a very sleek design, and when you uncap it, you see a hooded nib in a black plastic section. And so this pen takes standard international converters. It usually comes with a standard Jinhao piston converter, which can be removed and replaced with some other converter. So the Jinhao converter, from my experience, is very good, but occasionally it has some problems with some inks that tend to stick onto the barrel due to cohesive forces. And it doesn't have an agitator, so sometimes the ink can take a few shakes. It needs a few shakes to get down. But otherwise, it's an excellent working converter. This pen is definitely not a new pen, not a new design. It was my workhorse fountain pen when I was studying for my A-levels examination 2 years ago. Yep, those were good times. And yeah, so this is to me a very functional, sleek design workhorse fountain pen. Nothing fancy, but very reliable. I've never really had it had a dry start, even if I leave it for weeks unused. Perhaps if you leave it for months, that may be a different thing altogether, but it's a wonderful pen to use. Lightweight, made of aluminium, and very convenient to carry around. So I have one that is filled up over here. It's the exact same design. So this Jinhao 911 has not changed its design ever since I first bought it 2 years ago. The design has remained about the same, which is not the same as some other Jinhao models which have undergone a few changes in design. For example, the recent Jinhao 100 Centennial, I've seen at least 3 slightly different makes of it. And yeah, and a few other Jinhao pens which design has evolved a bit over the years, like the Jinhao X450. The clip, I remember, changed a few times. And so let's see how this one writes. So this is the Jinhao 911 hooded nib fountain pen. So the only problem with this hooded nib I find, so far all of them has been very smooth and very reliable nibs, but the only problem is that sometimes you kind of rotate it out of angle. You can't really tell, right? Unless you look more closely, which is the right angle for writing. And so that could be a bit inconvenient sometimes. As you write, you rotate the pen in your hand subconsciously, and then the alignment of the nib and the paper becomes not so optimal. But otherwise, it is a beautiful pen. And the ink that I placed inside is a standard Pilot black ink. So it is a steel nib. It's like a nail, I would say, not flexible at all, which makes it good for fast writing, but definitely not if you want to flex it. Anyways, I don't think hooded nibs really have much flex to them. Yep, so that's really the end of my review, a really short video, because this is really a simple pen. Simple but still good, right? Very reliable, very sleek design, and it is a wonderful pen. I forgot to mention, I got it for only 2 Singapore dollars, which is definitely only slightly more than 1 US dollar. Slightly more only than a US dollar. So you can get a few of these as gifts to play around with or to carry around if you are going somewhere and you don't want to carry an expensive one in case you lose it. So yeah, it writes wonderfully. And I hope you are well, and that will be the end of my review video.